Hare Krishna, welcome to all the devotees in today's session of the secrets of Bhagavad Gita. Om Adhyanatimandhya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmeditam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Today we are going to discuss Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, text number 8, I believe. Yes, text number 8. Let us start. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat yachokapuchchoshanamindriyanam avapya bhuma vasapatnamriddham rajyam suranam api chadhipatyam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Translation: I can find no means to drive away this grief which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it, even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven. Purport. It's a very lengthy purport. Okay. Although Arjuna was putting forward so many arguments based on knowledge of the principles of religion and moral codes, it appears that he was unable to solve his real problem without the help of the spiritual master, Lord Sri Krishna. Here we can clearly see a person like Arjuna who is well versed in Vedic knowledge, but still is not able to figure it out what is auspicious for him. So just having spiritual knowledge is not enough. We must have guru in our life, spiritual master. Otherwise, we may have access to Vedic knowledge, but due to our own anarthas, we may not be able to get the application of that knowledge. And that is why um, there are various Vedic injections that uh, glorify the role of spiritual master or guru. A guru is um, one who enlightened us with the uh, light of knowledge. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya. So he literally opens our eyes by the ointment of knowledge. Jnana Anjana Shalakaya. And uh, uh, that is why it is uh, the role of a guru in our life is irreplaceable. Just having access to Vedic knowledge is not enough. We must have someone who is living by that knowledge. Uh, and particularly, uh, we should have a personal guru. Sometimes we may think that, okay, we have so many saints and sadhus in our society, and we regularly hear their kathas, but that's not enough. They are sadhus, saintly persons, but we must have a personal guru. Personal guru means a guru who will uh, know us, uh, and he will correct us whenever it is required, because such a guru has taken a responsibility of our spiritual lives. So either he will do this task personally or through his representatives, but uh, in any way, uh, he is the one we all should be looking after. So everyone must have such a spiritual master in life. Uh, he is like our well-wisher, he is our father, he is like our mother, and it's like our friend. So we may have such roles in life in different persons, but uh, particularly we should have such a person in life who we have a great awe and reverence for. So Arjuna and Krishna both have a friendly relationship, but thus the, such kind of friendly relationships is not favorable for the uh, exchange of knowledge, and that is why uh, where we talk about guru, we are talking about that relationship where a disciple, a shishya, honors and respects his guru like God or like Lord Shri Krishna. So that kind of relationship is must. Um, in Sanskrit, we call it Gaurav Buddhi. We should have that Gauravam, that the Gurutva, the heaviness of that Guru. So unless we have that heaviness, that Gurutva, um, and reciprocate in that relationship, it is very difficult to navigate through the difficulties of life, because uh, we may have knowledge, but sometimes this knowledge gets covered by our various anarthas. So that is also a reality we should always remember, and that's why we need someone who is above these anarthas. So one should not argue that what if our gurus also have anarthas. So uh, when we talk about guru, particularly Uttam Adhikari Guru, then there is no possibility of such errors. And sometimes, even if we do observe such apparent uh, imperfections, we should overlook them, because Guru has been appointed by the Guru Parampara, and Lord Shri Krishna, through the medium of Guru, will do the task of our correction. So we should have this understanding that we should not look for perfection in our spiritual masters. And many times uh, we have seen that disciples, they expect a perfection of God in their spiritual masters, and when they don't see it, then they get disappointed. They tend to think that our spiritual master should know everything about us, or should not have made mistake. So we are not talking about uh, such kind of perfect guru, though a guru is always perfect uh, uh, in transmitting the knowledge of the supreme personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. So in his personal life, maybe maybe uh, we are not we are able to see some apparent imperfections, and that may be uh, that may be the an arrangement of Lord Shri Krishna, that sometimes uh, he allows such imperfections even among his liberated souls, even among his pure devotees, and that's also serve as a lesson for us, that we should not be looking for perfection everywhere, and we do not uh, have relationship with someone just because we see some perfection. And if we have this tendency, then we are going to get baffled, we are going to be defeated, because only God is perfect. And that is why uh, whether it's about having a relationship with God, or serving God or his representatives, uh, we should always have this mentality that we are servants and servants of God, the Supreme Personality of God, and Sri Krishna. And that service attitude should be without any conditions. In simple words, we should not find, we should not be looking for some perfection. So the only things which we should be looking for, that is devotion, pure devotional service. and that is it's in and of itself is sufficient. So the Guru Tattva is very huge, and if we talk about it, it may take very many sessions. But in essence, Guru is a true representative of God, and it is through Guru Lord Shri Krishna would reciprocate with us. We should all never forget this, that just because we see some so-called shortcomings or imperfections in our spiritual master or guru, uh, we should not develop any sort of disrespect towards them, because guru is always heavy and he is representing Lord Shri Krishna. So he should be welcome always in that capacity. So that's the understanding we should always carry forward in our mind, and in our preaching, in our dealings with spiritual masters. Uh, Never ever this thought should come to our mind that our gurus are also like ordinary people. If we develop such mentality, that is called asuyeta, or envying our spiritual master, or demeaning their position. So we have freedom to clarify our doubts, uh, ask our spiritual masters how to understand some particular things. But that does not mean that uh, by any means we should have any disrespect towards their personalities. Uh, so let me simply conclude here about Guru Tattva, because it will take so much time to further speak about Guru Tattva. Next, he could understand that his so called knowledge was useless in driving away his problems, which were drying up his whole existence. And it was impossible for him to solve such perplexities without the help of a spiritual master like Lord Shri Krishna. So, Arjuna was an intelligent person, and that's the reason he could understand that his Vedic knowledge is not able to help him. He's, he at least he could detect that he was wrong somewhere. He was not able to understand where exactly, but at least he could understand he was wrong. Academic knowledge, scholarship, high position, etc., are all useless in solving the problems of life. Help can be given only by spiritual master like Krishna. Therefore, the conclusion is that a spiritual master who is 100% Krishna conscious is the bona fide spiritual master, for he can solve the problems of life. So that's the essential quality of a spiritual master, that he is fully Krishna conscious person. So if we see such symptoms in any person, so he should be accepted as our guru, our spiritual master, our spiritual guide, and we should surrender to that great personality, because only a fully Krishna conscious person can help us in solving our problems of life, because he is in direct touch with Krishna because of his advanced Krishna consciousness. So he may lack something, he may lack some material knowledge or some perfections, but because he is in touch with Krishna, he is in a uh, right position to guide us and correct us. So that's the conclusion. Next, Lord Chaitanya said that one who is a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, regardless of his social position, is the real spiritual master. Kiba vipra kiba nyasi shudra kene noy, Jai Krishna tattva Shai Guru hoy. It does not matter whether a person is a vipra, learned scholar in Vedic wisdom, or is born in a lower family, or is in the renounced order of life. If he is a master in the science of Krishna, he is the perfect and bona fide spiritual master. Jai Krishna Tattva Veda, Shai Guru Hoy. And to be really able to be Krishna Tattva Veda, we have to be Krishna conscious. Krishna Tattva Veda means what? If someone knows about Krishna Tattva thoroughly, then he would be Krishna conscious. It's not a theoretical knowledge. Krishna Tattva Jnana is not a theoretical knowledge that, okay, now I know everything about Krishna Tattva. If you know about it, then what are you doing now? So, uh, essentially, Krishna Tattva Veda means one who is Krishna conscious person. It's not something a person who has PhD in Krishna conscious philosophy. So that's not the meaning of Krishna Tattva Veda. And because such a person, such a Krishna conscious person, is in direct touch with Lord Shri Krishna. So his other material designation do not really matter. So he may be a Shudra by profession, but he is able to guide even Brahmanas. So without being a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, no one is a bona fide spiritual master. It is also said in the Vedic literature, Shat karma nipuno vipro mantra tantra visharadaha avaishnavo guru nasyad vaishnavashvapacho guruhu. A scholarly Brahman, expert in all subjects of Vedic knowledge, is unfit to become a spiritual master without being a Vaishnava or expert in the science of Krishna consciousness. But a person born in a family of a lower caste can become a spiritual master if he is a Vaishnava or Krishna conscious. This particular verse is from Padma Purana. So, uh, Avaishnava Guru Nasyat. Vaishnava Shapacha Guru. So, here the word mentioned here for the position of Guru is he should be a Vaishnava. So, Vaishnava, uh, the word Vaishnava has uh, different layers of meaning. But here in this particular context, because a Vaishnava has been compared with a Shat, with a Brahmana who is expert in the all the uh, uh, subtleties of scriptures. Shat karma nipunaha. So he is the expert in Vedic knowledge. So if such a Brahmana is compared with a Vaishnava, so that Vaishnava must be having something uh, extraordinary qualification, and that extraordinary qualification is his Krishna consciousness. So here, uh, by the word Vaishnava, we should not understand that it is merely any Vaishnava. Here, Vaishnava is a person who is fully Krishna conscious. Because if you see the context where how Prabhupada is mentioning this particular verse, Shat Karma Nipuna Vipro. Before that, we see Kiba Vipra Kiba Nyati, Jai Krishna Tattva Shri Guru. So this Krishna Tattva or fully Krishna conscious person is the real qualified person to act as spiritual master. And with that, what we have seen from the right from the beginning of the purport that Prabhupada is mentioning about the qualification of Guru, and that is fully Krishna conscious person. Next, the problems of material existence, birth, old age, disease, and death cannot be counteracted by accumulation of wealth and economic development. In many parts of the world, there are states which are replete with all facilities of life, which are full of wealth and economically developed. Yet the problems of material existence are still present. So it's a very notable observation that sometimes we think that uh, if we can get these facilities, these material facilities, then these particular material problems will not be there in our life or in our nation or in our society, wherever. But actually, that is not the fact. Even if we have all such material facilities, still the problems of material life will not be destroyed, will not be solved just by facilities. And that is why there is an urgent need to speak this philosophy and preach this message of Bhagavad Gita, because matter alone cannot solve the problems. We need the touch of spiritual life or spiritual aspect of life. So only when God intervenes, only when Lord Shri Krishna personally intervenes in our life, only then we can have real solution for our life. And that's a uh, very much uh, can be seen in the life of devotees. So though they may not be well versed in Vedic knowledge, or they do not know even how to pronounce Sanskrit words, Sanskrit verses, but still uh, they are able to guide people. So uh, and they are able to inspire people. So that's the practical demonstration of this verse. Skiba vipra kiba nyadi, shuddh ke rinai, और षटकर्म निपुणो विप्र मंत्र तंत्र विशारद अवैष्णव गुरु न त्याग वैष्णव शपथो गुरु. So only Krishna consciousness is the qualification, because a Krishna conscious person really understands the purpose of Vedic knowledge, and because he knows the purpose of Vedic knowledge, that is to attain Krishna. So he knows how to achieve it. So uh, a Krishna conscious person by no means is an ignorant person. He also has access to Vedic knowledge, or he will try to access this Vedic knowledge by other saintly authorities. But he is not a ignorant person. That and that when we say Krishna conscious person is only thinking about Krishna. Well, if he thinks about Krishna, then definitely Krishna will inspire him to have this knowledge in his life. And because he is in direct touch with Krishna, Krishna uh, will act on his behalf. So that's the understanding. They are seeking peace in different ways, but they can achieve real happiness only if they consult Krishna or the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, which constitute the science of Krishna. Through the bona fide representative of Krishna, the man in Krishna consciousness. Again, we had to learn the science of Krishna consciousness, we had to learn Vedic scripture, but from a person who is in Krishna consciousness. Here, Krishna consciousness means one who is fully in Krishna consciousness. So there may be different layers of devotees in our movement who are Krishna conscious, or little Krishna conscious, fully Krishna conscious, or half Krishna conscious, partial Krishna conscious. But at least we should have one person in our life, that is our guru, spiritual master, who is fully Krishna conscious uh, person. So uh, only then we can have real peace in our life. If economic development and material comforts could drive away one's lamentation for family, social, national, or international inabilities, then Arjun would not have said that even an unrivaled kingdom on earth or supremacy like that of the demigods in the heavenly planets would be unable to drive away his lamentations. So, uh, Arjuna clearly understands that even if he gets unrivaled kingdom on earth equal to the demigods, still uh, his lamentation will not make him. Uh, his lamentation cannot be overcome. So he is not able to get rid of his this lamentation just by having everything uh, having everything in the material world, or having achieving great material success. So because Arjuna is a spiritual person, he's a person in knowledge, so he clearly knows that uh, material things cannot actually give us happiness, and because he's, he develops anxieties due to material problems, and he's not able to solve them alone. That's why he need a person like Lord Shri Krishna, who is above all these material calculations and who is a spiritual person basically. And only through such spiritual guidance he can overcome his grief. He sought therefore refuge in Krishna consciousness, and that is the right path for peace and harmony. Economic development or supremacy over the world can be finished at any moment by the catalysm of material nature. Even elevation into a higher planetary situation, as men are now seeking on the moon planet, can also be finished at, uh, at one stroke. So, we are trying our best to uh, advance ourselves technologically, and we want to go to moon planet and so many other things. But such material situation can be changed even in the fractions of moment. For example, when we get earthquake or anything like that, then everything is just get destroyed. It does not need even seconds. So we should clearly understand that how temporary and fearful this material world is. Any time, all our plans will be finished. But still, somehow we are uh, hoping against hope that maybe if I achieve this particular achievement, then I will be happy. And the most astonishing thing is that those are aspiring for such things. They do not even think that whoever has attained such goals in life, they are not happy as they should be. So just by becoming, some great billionaire or millionaire, they are not going to be happy. That's not such a simple equation for happiness. If you just get some bundle of money and then you become happy, it does not work like that. But still, out of foolishness, we think that maybe I will be happy. That's simply foolishness, nothing else. The Bhagavad Gita confirms this. Kshine punye marti lokam vishanti. When the results of pious activities are finished, one falls down again from the peak of happiness to the lowest status of life. Many politicians of the world have fallen down in that way. Such downfalls only constitute more causes for lamentation. So even someone goes to higher planetary systems by means of punyas, still they have to come back because you can't be there without having sufficient punyas. So again, it's a cycle of birth and death. And there is no actual peace just by having some material adjustment. So we can have some material facilities to execute our dharma, but we shouldn't be mad after material facilities as if these material facilities are going to make us happy. So when we accept material facilities as need for our dharma, then it makes sense. But when we try, try to get material facilities with the wrong understanding that these facilities will make me happy, then that's ignorance and nothing else. Therefore, if we want to curb lamentation for good, then we have to take shelter of Krishna as Arjuna is seeking to do. So Arjuna asked Krishna to solve his problem definitely, and that is the way of Krishna consciousness. So Arjuna could understand that he is not able to solve this problem, but Lord Shri Krishna, who is the supreme personality of Godhead, and he is the source of all Vedic knowledge, and he can really solve his problem. So the sign of knowledge is that to first understand that we are not able to solve everything, even if we have Vedic knowledge. And next thing is we should able to recognize who that person is who can really solve our problem. Like Arjuna, he could understand that Krishna is that person who is right before him, and he can really solve his uh, anxieties. So here I'll just mention something from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur mentioned, he raises an argument. Nanu mai tava sakhya bhava eva natu gauravam atas tvam kathamam shishyam karomi tasmat yatra tava gauravam tam kamapi dvaipayanadikam prapadyasva iti atah aha nahi iti. So, uh, Lord Shri Krishna might say to Arjuna that we are friends, that we are in a friendly relationship, and you do not have such reverence for me because after all we are friends. So why don't you go to Dvaipayana, Lord Vyasadeva, stage Vyasadeva, and someone like him to solve your problem, because it seems I'm not the right person, and because we are friends, so it would be difficult for me to make you disciple. So in answer to that, uh, Arjuna speaks this word, Nahi Prapashyami. So I do not see anyone else than you, Lord Shri Krishna. You are the right person. I don't know anyone else who can really solve my issue. So uh, Arjun was so knowledgeable person that he could understand that it is only Krishna who could solve his issue, no one else. So Mama Shokam अनुद्या दूरी कुर्यात् एवं जनम न प्रकर्षेण पश्यामि त्रिजगति एकम त्वाम विना. So in the whole three worlds I do not see anyone except you who can really remove my problems. स्व स्वस्मात् अधिक बुद्धिमन्तं बृहस्पतिमपि न जानामि इति अतः शोकार्त एव खलु कम प्रपद्येय इति भावः. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentioned that Arjuna expresses that by your mercy, actually I am sufficiently learned, more than Brahaspati. Uh, I know about Vedic scriptures. So, but still I'm not able to solve my issues. So, tell me, Krishna, how can uh, anyone else can really help me in this situation? So I see only you and no one else to solve my issues. Then next, यद यथा शोकादि इंद्रियाणाम उच्छोष महानिदाघात क्षुद्र सरसाम्य उत्कर्षण शोषो भवति ननु तर्हि साम्प्रतं त्वं शोकार्त एव खलु युध्यस्व ततश्च एतान् जित्वा राज्यं प्राप्तवतस्तव राज्यभोगाभिनिवेशेनैव शोकोपयास्यति इति अतः अवाप्य इति भूमौ निष्कण्टकं राज्यं स्वर्गे अवाप्य इति भूमौ निष्कण्टकं राज्यं स्वर्गे सुराणां आधिपत्यं वा प्राप्य अपि स्थितस्य मम इन्द्रियाणाम् एतत् उच्छोषणं एव इति अर्थः. So, uh, in answer to this, Lord Shri Krishna may speak to Arjuna that I can understand that you are not able to overcome your grief. You are lamenting um, like an ordinary person for your relatives. But maybe you can, once you get the victory and enjoy your vast kingdom, then you will be able to overcome your grief. So just fight with your relatives, kill them, conquer them, and once you have this kingdom, then everything will be uh, everything will be okay. Don't worry. So in the answer to that, Arjuna says that even if I get the kingdom of demigods, still I will not be able to get peace. So this is the conversation between uh, Arjuna and Lord Shri Krishna. So Arjuna, because he's a uh, man in knowledge, so he knows how to argue with Lord Shri Krishna. So he argued for his own understanding, and after that, when he realizes that actually he is not able to solve his issues, then he perfectly presents his own situations. That I do not see anyone else than only you, Lord Shri Krishna, who is in the right position to guide me. Okay, so I will conclude here. I will not take question already. Time is up. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता यज्ञ की जय. श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. Thank you all devotees for joining the class. Hare Krishna.